Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lynk's League, where I'm in a league of my own. And in this gameplay, I am playing Old Diana. Not the new, freshly nerfed, to the point where she's essentially worse than Akali. I'm talking about, well, you'll understand if you've actually played her pre- and post-patch. So, anyway. So what are we going to see here? We're going to see quite a interesting, well, it's an interesting matchup to say the least, and yeah, just gonna, there we go. That's interesting, yes. We're going to see a Zed versus Shen top. Shen going with cloth and 5, and Zen going with longsword and 3, or yes, 3 I think that is that 2, I can't quite tell. He is going with one or the other. I will figure it out eventually. Mid is going to be Malzahar. That's not 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 Malzahar. That's Malzahar. Malzahar versus me, who I think I checked for him in the bushes and I managed to get a hit. No, but I do know he's in there now, because it's kind of blindingly obvious that he's there. So I'm just going to dance and taunt and have some fun. As we are going to have our Name and our Graves down here protecting the blue buff. Wow, where's their Nami and Graves? What? Nami and Graves. Where's the rest of their team though? Oh wait, they're down here. They're covered up by the Fraps letters, which I think I should move somewhere else. So those two are down there. These two are here. Their lane's going to be interesting, but I will get to that lane comp as the tension over here will amount to nothing. So what will we see from top lane? Top lane is going to feature Zed and Shen. They're both energy champions, and that means that they're both going to be able to stay up there for a long time. Now Shen can counter AD quite well, especially if Zed decides to get too close. But if Zed pokes correctly and farms well enough, we will see a very easy win for top. Now if we go to mid, we will actually have a mirror match with the supports, so that's really not going to be a factor. Now it just matters on who's outplaying who, and essentially that is that. As for the carries go, Graves does more damage over time, and especially with the Caitlyn snare, or the snare from the Nami here, we'll actually have the Caitlyn getting quite a bit of trouble. So if Graves does play correctly, he will manage to win his lane. Now I'm going to go top as we did miss the first blood. And there we go. Let's get up here. This will be another video where I do my little jump cuts, don't worry. So what are we going to see? We're going to see them actually falling in on Shen, doing quite a bit of damage. There's the pull, there's a knockup, there's a basic, there's a second basic, and a third basic, as the flash comes in for the fourth basic, as the flash is wasted by the Zed. So anyway, I think I will resume recording after I cover mid, of course. Now in mid, you're going to have Diana versus Malzahar. Malzahar can silence you and have that little blob come and attack you, or the aura. So it gets really tough to be a melee in his lane. So I really do have some issues with him, but I think in the end I come out on top after our jungle Jarvan manages to be OP and help us quite a bit. So without further ado, let's look at some highlights till, let's just say 20. If we go mid, we will see me pinging for the gank as the Jarvan will come in. I will flash and land my snare, blocking him off from getting back to his turret, doing quite a bit of damage, and picking up an easy kill as I return to turret. With some aggression forming in bot lane, and Graves getting stuck with the trap, we will see Nami coming out and snaring the Caitlyn as Graves is going to come and do quite a bit of damage, and there's the Ignite, but the Cleanse will stop the Ignite from doing any more damage, as we will see the altercation end with Red being the winner. What are we going to see here? We are going to see Fiddle coming through the tri-bush, and Zed, not any of the wiser, as the ward in the bush is for blue. As the stun comes out, we will see the Fiddle actually flash in and try to get up some distance. There is the silence and the drain for the kill. With a red ward in the bushes, we will actually see Fiddlesticks attempting to gank, as we will get a slow, and I will manage to get my damage out and go after him with the marks and get the kill. Now we are going to turn on to the Malzahar. Malzahar will get knocked up, and he will decide to go toward me, as that is a mistake, as he will quickly fall, and Shen's ult is a waste. As Zed is pushed up to tower, we will see Fiddlesticks now appear on the scene, activating his ulti, now going in after the Zed, doing quite a bit of damage, and the turret finishing off the Zed as he wastes a flash. Caitlyn going to land one basic, headshot, and a Piltor Peacemaker for an easy kill. That was exciting. We're going to see Jarvan coming in from River and going after the Caitlyn right off the bat, doing as much as he can, and her activating Cleanse so that the slow does not do as much. Now they are on the retreat as it quickly turns into a 4v1 that turns into a 3v4, and we will see the Nami quickly get melted by the Shen as the Caitlyn's about to get trapped in there with the Jarvan, and we will see the Fiddlesticks actually coming up top and killing the Nami, and we will see Jarvan actually throwing his standard yet again to get a kill on the Caitlyn. As we will see, the Zed did not learn as the Fiddlesticks come through Tribush yet again. But what will we actually see happen this time? Will he lose? No, he will actually juke back in the bush and choose to go down toward the turrets. Will he suicide to the turrets, or will Shen manage to make some room up and get a quick Q in there? No, but he does have a small amount of health as Shen will desperately try to get in range. There's the flash and the kill. And by flash I mean his shadow step. Now back in mid, we will see me getting trapped and getting in the ulti combo of the Kassadin and getting pretty much every CC he has on me, as I'm going to fall below 50 health and barely get out of that alive. So with red warded by blue, we will actually see the Shen on his way in to go in, engage with the Jarvan, as he will take quite a bit of damage, and Jarvan will actually use his Q to get the buff back, as now I'm here to do as much damage as I can, landing my dash one, dashing second time, trying to do as much CC as I can to knock him out of that ult, but the Jarvan knockup did it, and that picks us up an easy kill. Immediately after the Shen kill, you will actually see Fiddlesticks ulting from the brush and picking up an easy Nami kill. We will see the Graves and Nami going in for the Dragon, but we will see Nami getting quickly CC'd and killed by a mass of ults, and we will actually see the Graves now forced to return as the Jarvan will attempt to go back in and do something, but he will not, as we will see me now coming in to help for this 2v3 scenario, and we actually only do a little bit of damage as they back off. Although immediately after, we will see the Jarvan actually ulting onto the Nami and doing as much damage as he can, picking up the kill on the Nami. Now there's me over there doing a 2v1, although breaking that to go and pick up the Shen kill. Now we choose to go after the two APs, as we actually have Zed going in. There's me going straight in toward the Shen, and the Buckshot picking up the kill on the Shen, but the Caitlyn shutting me down with a basic. Now with everyone returning to lane, we will see Zed actually caught out and get completely destroyed by the two AP carries, as a wasted Nami ult comes from the red team. With Fiddle actually waiting in the brush, coming through with his ulti, now going after Nami, we will see the Jarvan going in and doing quite a bit of damage to the Malzahar, managing to land a kill underneath. No, he will actually be killed, and that was not underneath the turret at all, as Nami will use a flash to escape the Fiddlesticks. Now what we see here, we will actually see a standoff in between a 3v3. Right here, me at half health and with blue buff. And we will actually just see a little bit of farming here. But we will actually see the Jarvan coming in, getting hit by the bubble. Let's just keep calling it. And we will see the standard going down, and Jarvan will go in and attempt to do as much as he can. But there is the lockup and the Nami bubble. And then there's the Nami ult, as I do go and try to do as much damage as possible, missing my ulti, and causing us to lose that, or to still gain a kill, but me to waste my pull, as we actually have up top Shen getting a kill, which is nothing special, as we see the Jarvan going in and sacrificing himself so that we can stay in the fight for a couple seconds. There is a shutdown and a flash wasted to go after the Nami. Will Nami manage to get away? No, she will not. It's not quite likely, and there is the Shen actually coming in, and I will attempt to burst her down in a matter of seconds, as I do not get the kill on the Nami. Never mind, I do with my ulti, and I will attempt to get away from Shen. Is this actually possible? I don't think so. He has a lot more CC than me, although it is to 20 minutes, so we are going to cover the rest of this little chase, as I think I get away. There's my shield activating, and I ult to a minion, and I keep walking. But Shen does manage to keep with me. Will he follow me back to Wraiths? He is still going. He is persistent for this kill. And there he finally gives up. What was his move speed? I can't see that. 380? Probably. 390? So I was faster than him. Yeah, I've seen myself making some ground. Okay, so what all happened in that crazy first 20 minutes of this game? And by crazy, I mean it really wasn't that bad. Top lane played completely wrong. Top lane was being way too aggressive, not poking and farming enough, which allowed Shen to have a good to, well, decent late game, as we're going to see a simple turret fall. That's not important. Shen is going to essentially be shut down and not have a lot of damage with only a phage at 20 minutes. Although our Zed, being rather good, his CS is higher than the Shen's by 30, and he's going to have a lot more AD. Although he has died more, he has contributed more in team fights. Now, I will drop this as we're going to see a Dragon Steel as I go in and do quite a bit of damage to both of them. There's the Nami killed, Shen killed, and the Fiddle killed. Now we are going to turn our attention to the Caitlyn as Caitlyn will attempt to escape and picked up with the red buff, or sorry, with a buckshot from Graves, as I'm going to go after Malzahar here with half mana, and I will not have my ulti because I did use it to double burst a champion. I'm going to stay with Malzahar as he wastes a flash, and I will not choose to follow inside of his base. So anyway, let's bring the menu back up. Malzahar went with a sustain build, and I think that's the items that he's building right now is for either a Morello's Nominamicon, a Morello Nominam, whatever, it sounds bad. Morello's Evil Tome, and I'm actually anxious to see what he does build, versus me that I built a Haunting Geis, a Haunting Geis, an Abyssal Scepter, Sorcerer's Shoes, Double Dorans, and I think I'm building this into the next version before I make my Rylai's for extra support. Now if we go to mid lane, or bot lane, keep in mind the CSs were really close in these 4 people. She has her IE and Double Dorans, that's it. He's got Double Dorans and he's almost at his IE, so he's actually behind the curve even though she's died 3 times. Why is this? He decided to get his crits earlier than she did, and this is putting him behind a little bit. I actually should look at the gold income to see. Yes, he's behind by roughly 100, which makes a little, well, she has been CSing as of now, so he probably does have the gold on him. Yes, yes. Oh, he definitely has the gold for the Infinity Edge. So we will probably see that bot on his return right now. Support. There we go. Support items. Nothing special. Junglers. Going with the slow to help him with his ulti, which is great, and the Jarvan going complete face tank stupid. Although, no wait, never mind. I thought that was the other buff. So I'll say, is he stacking tenacity? I don't think that works. Is that he got the Captain Shoes? That's interesting. Captain Shoes I really don't see a use for, as we're going to see something rather horrible happen here. We're going to see all of them completely collapse in on me, including the Fiddle, and going for a kill. As they wasted 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me start counting. Because let's see, 1, 2, 3 ultis on me. Anyway, let's actually commentate that fight. So there's everything being destroyed on me. There's Graves attempting to do as much damage as he can, dashing through the wall and picking up a kill on the Malzahar. Now we'll see the Caitlyn trap actually stopping the Jarvan in his tracks, and the Shen will get picked up in a matter of seconds. Speeding up here because, yet again, there's not much to talk about. Although they did waste quite a few of their ultis. Now, if we were to be up a lot quicker, we'd actually be able to go out there and do more damage. Now, you have to keep in mind that we are going to not do well in team fights, because they have, well, they've got 2 AoE abilities, 2 straight target abilities, and 1 shield ability. So this is pretty big. They also have a Fear, a Knock-Up, a Taunt, a Snare, and what else? I forget. But yeah, that is essentially that. This is going down till either 30 or until I feel like it. We're actually going to see Jarvan keep chasing this Shen as his flash didn't work, so he died. The end. I'm leaving this on directed camera as of now because it will follow the action unless there's a massive team fight. There's the 2 disables out, but we will see the Fiddlesticks quickly getting knocked up and the disable's not working. The Jarvan flashing in front of the ulti, but the Fiddlesticks getting picked up with a basic of the Graves. Now we will all collapse in on Malzahar as I do pick up the kill with a Q. Now it is nothing but a Nami and 4 people to take and hold this turret. Now she will actually decide not to hold this turret and back off, as I will be aggressive and make sure she does not go near the turret. Now, will we progress to the second turret? I don't think we do. Jarvan is actually on his way B, but or not Jarvan, that is Graves. Jarvan's actually going to go in and collapse in on the Nami. I'm going to go in and do as much as I can. She flashed as soon as I pull to her, but we will see a death from my item. I did buy it, yes? Yes. This item is just great with a Rylai's. Almost any champion should get this, a Rylai's, and then a Rabadon's, and then 2 more builds that are champion specific. It is so much damage you wouldn't believe. I mean, you can see that it does, like, it doesn't do that much, but it's really good. It gives you quite a bit of ability power for a cheap price. You're looking at roughly 2 amp tomes and ruby crystal. That's 12k plus the building cost. Around 25k for 70 ability power. That's not that bad. You also get the penetration and you get the health, so you gotta keep that in mind. It is more expensive than a needlessly large rod, but it has all those buffs, which is really quite good. Now, the reason I build Diana like this is she needs to do a few things. The reason I get the Geis or the Abyssal Scepter early is so that she can trade off with other AP mids, and depending on who they are, I will pick A over B or B over C, or A over B or B over A. We're actually going to see the Graves come in real quick and just kind of kill the Caitlyn in a matter of seconds. Yeah, no surprise there that was going to happen. As we're going to see the Shen get caught out, but now with the Jarvan ulti wasted, what will we see the Shen do as he is getting reinforcements? And he will take them toward the bush as the Malzahar and the Nami are waiting. There's the knockup, there's the snare, and we will see not much really happen as the Zed falls to all this damage. Now Fiddlestick's attempting to get in the way as we will see Jarvan yet again getting CC'd and attempting to hide the turret, but the Fiddle Joy was too much and Malzahar killed him. Graves is bot though, and he's pushing like no other, so it kind of cancels. Anyway, I pick up the Haunting Geis if my lane's tough, because it gives me a little bit of health. If normally I'll pick up the Geis and then the Abyssal, or the, not Abyssal, what is it? The Negatron. And if I'm having a good lane, I'll pick up the Amp Tome and the Blasting Wand. You can pretty much build both of them, but I suggest building the Geis first, then building into the Abyssal, and then into the upgrade of the mask. Keep in mind you should run double Dorans with this as well. It gives you a lot more health and sustain, especially the new Dorans. This is actually recorded before Season 3 patch. Never mind, no, this was during the Season 3 patch, so this should have the Doran buff. Yes, it does. Well, that's that. They really help with sustain when it comes to mana, and I find that to be really quite good. And yeah, especially because she can do things like that, and she basics and kills minions quite well. Now I build a Rylai's as my next item because, one, she doesn't have any other CCs other than her pull for a slow, and she also doesn't have any real health items that are good with her. Like, if you get her out of Ages, you're sacrificing a lot of your early damage, and you're just gaining health and mana. She doesn't need health and mana. After a fight's over, she can B, or she can just rely on basics, or that small amount of mana she needs to cast her spells again. Now, the reason I get this is to, one, to go with the mask, and two, because once you're in there fighting, you don't want to leave that fight, and you don't want others to leave that fight. And it's also a great escape mechanic. Now, normally I will build a I will build, can I double click here and go to me? No, I cannot. Normally, I will build a Rabadon's. I mean, right now I've got 270 ability power with these items, and that is only, how many? It's only 11k of items. Also, I can escape doing that, but I forgot that we don't have a turret, and Fiddle's deciding not to come and say hi. Because, yeah, the Nami and the Jarvan are there. Although the Nami ulti comes through, knocking up 3 of them as the Shen comes in and melts the Nami in a matter of seconds. Now we will actually see us on the retreat as Jarvan's going to take the brunt of the damage. There's the lag cloud as I'm going to attempt to do some damage on the return as I am still doing quite well for what it is. Although attempting to pick and not die, we will see us attempting to defend ourselves. And I'm really wondering who put that ward there, because, or did they? No, was that a different game where I was doing this and they put a ward down? No, there they go. They put down a pink and a normal. So yeah, so Zed actually goes and buys us a pink to clear those wards. The reason they put the pink down is to clear it if we did put a pink down, so yeah. So now we're just kind of sitting here defending at turret. I'm poking as much as possible and keeping the lane keeping the lane situated. Oh, sorry, it was Jarvan that went for that. So we're going to actually see him killing the wards, and we have the pink now in our base, as those two both eat the Yordle traps. Idiots. So, not much to talk about right now because this is the aftermath of a fight. As I wouldn't call it a fight, that'd be more of an altercation of minimalistic proportions. Although we are going to see the fact that we both know we're here, and we are going to back off of this fight, as I just kind of stayed in the bushes because I didn't want to be seen walking in. Although one of us, no, we don't know that they're here, but we want to steal their blue. So what are we doing? We're all just kind of piling in right here, and we're choosing to go through their jungle as a kill group. Essentially, this is kind of a noob tactic, in my opinion, but it's also a great tactic. You just sit there and wait because you know their general location, and yeah, that's it. So we actually tipped them off a little bit early, although a couple flashes wasted. There's the Jarvan ulti, and we will pick up an easy kill on the Fiddlesticks, making our lives 10 times easier. As, what will we see here? We will see us now vigorously pushing for the mid, as the directed camera will move us slightly upward. And that is that. So let's drop this and watch as we go top to kill Baron. Now, I'm just kind of waiting for this to happen because I know that those two can take him no matter what. And I don't think I sit in the bushes this time because I'm not really that afraid of a team without a fiddle. They can focus down 2 people and that's about it with a group ulti. And what we see here, we'll actually see the Shen taunting in and going straight after the Nami, as the Nami does pick up 2 of them. There's a knock-up on one of them, but we do get the Baron buff to help us in the fight. I'm going in and doing quite a bit of damage. I am actually doing as much damage as I can, shutting the Shen down as the Malzahar is shut down by the Graves. Now we will see the Caitlyn and the Nami escaping for their lives, hitting Nami with that, and managing to use my ulti. Yes, it is slightly overpowered, but come on. It's better than a Kali. So we're going to see her yet again cleanse and get to safety behind tower, but a Baroned up team is something to not underestimate, as he's actually going to ult in, and I'm going to completely melt him in a matter of seconds. I want to see how quickly that happened. So here's this, yada yada. I just want to see that, because that was kind of amazing. Okay, so he's ulting in with all of his confetti. There's the knock-up to attempt to disrupt him. I activate my shield. I Q on top, and then I Q on him, and then I Q on him, and then I ult to get the kill. That was actually pretty good, and I took a little to no damage. Although, yet again, mana's a thing, so I kinda maybe had to possibly just deal with it. Now, it's just Caitlyn here defending us from a turret that is doing little to nothing to me. So we're actually going to push through both of these turrets, as the Baron buff will give us a roughly 18 health for the regen. There's the complete collapse on the Caitlyn, making her Guardian Angel pop, as we are going to start taking the Nexus down, and we will see it die right here. So, if you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.